Hi everybody, how's it going? Alexander here with High Winds EDC. Prepared for another windy video, but that's why we call it High Winds, because Lubbock, Texas is fairly windy. So this is going to be attempt number 4 in talking about this. And I'm going to just kind of try and put all of my thoughts out in the open about what I feel is the truth, what is the case. And what I'm talking about is the Tale of Knives Leatherman controversy. Leatherman has developed something called the Ainsworth multi-tool belt sheath, which is a direct ripoff of Tale of Knives multi-tool push-up with a keepster and all this other stuff. So when you're talking about this, I see 2 questions coming up, and 2 questions that I really want to firmly address. The first one is, did Leatherman rip off Tale of Knives? And the answer is yes, they did. The second question that comes up is, it's not really so much of a question, but it's something that it's really hard to argue against, so I'm going to try and help people find the argument now. And what it is, people will say, well, Tale of Knives doesn't have a patent, so that's free market capitalism for you. That's entirely wrong, and I will dissect both of those arguments in this video. And then yes, so we start with a clear-cut ripoff. Tale of Knives has a product that they've been producing for a while now. I don't know exactly how long, but long enough to know, long enough that people know their name in the EDC community. Now I'm going to define what the EDC community is, and I'm going to say it like your filthy casuals, who would be like, you know, your average everyday guy who doesn't take pictures of their kit in their hand and post a picture on Instagram. That's not the EDC community. They may have an EDC, but I'm talking about us folks who use hashtags that usually hashtag the term EDC. That's who I'm really talking about. So if you're a part of that community, you know who Tale of Knives are. When I first started, I was looking for something similar to this. This is my Jack's T knife and flashlight holder. I don't have my flashlight on me right now. But anyways, and I saw Tale of Knives, I saw their prices, and I was like, that's crazy. So I looked somewhere else, and I looked at Amazon, and the reviews were just trash. There was these Chinese-made knives. Some of the images on Amazon and the companies that they were using used exact pictures from Tale of Knives' website, and this was when I was fresh into the EDC game. Thankfully, I didn't buy anything from Amazon as far as leather gear, leather equipment gear. This was the first Tale of Knives purchase I ever made. This was perfect for me. This is the Bandit. It was able to fit my Benchmade Proper, my Fisher Space Pen, and a few cards, especially my debit card and my ID, state ID, and my work ID, which I need to scan in and out of in order to punch in. So this was perfect. And I love the quality. It was at a good price for me. And then I jumped to this one. This is just a standard clip with the pen holder in OD green, which is no longer OD green. It is patinaed very nicely. So anyways, Tale of Knives is an established member of the community. Leatherman just jacking that product idea is theft of intellectual property, and it's really hard to defend Leatherman in this. I feel like some of the stronger arguments for Leatherman's case are they just didn't know, which I find very, very hard to believe. Somebody who is a smaller decision maker brought this to the table, had somebody else mock up a design and pitch it to Leatherman CEOs and other people, and they ran with it. But then again, they're also doing it for like things that Maxpedition has come up with, the nylon pocket organizers or the pouches and stuff like that. So there's not a very good argument for Leatherman's favor right now. That being said, Leatherman is notably been trying to cover up bad reviews and people calling out Leatherman's products in the comments sections of Instagram, and I don't know if they have a YouTube channel, but on their main page yesterday I posted a picture, which I still have both pictures, of the Ainsworth multi-tool belt sheath. I went to that little page, and there is a review, a main page review, that the one that catches your eye, like, and it says something to the effect of, "Oh, I love my organizer. It's very functional, and it gets a lot of compliments." And then if you go down to the actual review section and you go look for that comment, the very first sentence is that very same reviewer saying, "I did not purchase this. I had another one." And so it's clear misdirection. And I don't think that that's very honest. It's not a very honest thing to do. It's just shady. It's murky. As far as Leatherman products themselves, I only have owned two. I've owned a Leatherman Free P2 and a Leatherman T2, so I'm not biased necessarily to their products. They do make a good product, but anyways, the second argument that you'll see, and this is where like toxicity starts to boil up. People are like, laissez-faire, free market capitalism, they're bringing a product at a cheaper price, what can you expect? That's how it works. And they don't understand that those statements are in direct juxtaposition of each other. They do not stand, because true free market economy and economics does not have government regulation. And there's some dispute between that, like what is the role of government's effect. But some comments and stuff on Facebook, I got into a little bit of an exchange, not even like a debate or anything like that, but I told this one guy, I said, look, it's the same thing if you get mad at somebody for trying to resell a clone at $40 off the market price for the clone item, like a Benchmade or something like that. It's the same thing, man. And he said, no, it's not the same thing, because clones are patent ripoffs using cheaper materials. And so basically it's like, well, Leatherman is going to go and they're going to use cheaper materials and cheaper labor to make this leather sheath. So there's those two arguments. So basically what you're saying is a patent is what will change your mind. If Tale of Knives had a patent, then all of this would be over. Then they'd be able to sue. They'd be able to do whatever they needed to do to get royalties for all of the sales of these Leatherman Ainsworth multi-tool belt sheaths. So it's just a very weak argument. Like I said, those ideas of having a patent and saying this is free market capitalism, what do you expect? Those two ideas do not, those are oxymorons. It's like saying jumbo shrimp. Like, they don't pair. That's not how it works. The patent system is something here in America where if you come up with something truly revolutionary, you can, protect it for a certain amount of time, and then you can keep extending the patent out. However, I'm trying to say this right, that's not true free market economics. It really isn't. If you go back, and I've read Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics, and it's the patent system is not capitalism, because if that were true, somebody would have a patent and then they would go and, I don't know. The way I see it is like you could open source a patent, something like Tesla. Elon Musk does something like that with his Tesla models. He has them open sourced, so he's basically saying, hey, here's my Tesla. If you can improve it, which he doesn't think a lot of people can, if you can improve it, do it, which is really cool. I like that idea. It's very similar to how Jake Hoback uses his detent system. It's an open source. He invented it. He could have patented it, but he said, no, let other knife makers use it, because I truly think that this is a good idea and that anybody and everybody should be able to use this idea. More credit to Jake Hoback. So this idea of, well, they should have got a patent, and then I would be on the other side of the argument. That's a very weak position mentally to start from. And that's really what I wanted to address today, because I think the next and final question would be, how do you make this right? Honestly, the way I see it, the only real way to for Leatherman to make it right would try to reach out to Tale of Knives and have some sort of like real formal apology, and just I don't necessarily think they're going to pull the Ainsworth off of their website. I don't think that's going to happen. They probably had to make a large amount of these sheaths and organizers in order to fulfill production limits and stuff like that. So I don't see them going away. What we can do as a community is just not buy that particular item. I don't think you should not buy from Leatherman if you truly believe they make a good product. Just don't buy their leather. Don't buy their accessories. Don't buy their apparel. If you like their multi-tools, I'm not going to sit here and tell people to boycott them. I don't think that's the point. I think what we're trying to achieve here is just common ground. Leatherman hasn't said anything, and it's been a few days. It's been since Monday or Sunday, can't remember. So it's just not a good look. And I won't speak to anything else. So in conclusion, what Leatherman did was wrong. Tale of Knives is a very good company. I've bought plenty of Tale of Knives products when I could have very easily went to Amazon or Etsy or somewhere cheaper, honestly, and gotten somebody else's ripped off idea. The thing about it is there's so many leather workers, it's very hard to be niche. It's very hard to be nuanced in leather work, but there are still people who do it. People who are like Wilhelm Leather. He's making his own wallets. He's not trying to rip anybody off. He has a few EDC organizers, and there are EDC organizers everywhere. So like that's a good model. He has different color patterns and stuff, and that's really cool. He uses shark skin. And then you have another leather maker like Paradrop Leather. Para EDC is his second account. He has his Triari 2.0 or 3.0, and it's a whole new pocket organizer that literally fits in the shape of your pocket, field tested, ready to go. He's a really cool guy, and he has his own pocket pouches, leather pocket pouches that'll fit in your back pocket, and they're supposed to take the place of things like Maxpeditions and Garage Built Gears and be leather and have that organization. So while it is hard to be an innovator when it comes to making leather EDC products, it's still possible. People are still doing it, and how long has leather been a part of the EDC game? Longer than I've probably been alive. So that being said, I feel like I've said all that I needed to say. And honestly, who really goes to the Leatherman apparel and accessory section unless you're like trying to buy a replacement canvas sheath? They have Ainsworth multi-tool sheaths that are in brown canvas leather, and I thought about getting one of those one time because I thought it would be an upgrade to the canvas. But honestly, I'm not going to spend that model is like $50, and I'm not going to spend $50 when I can go spend $100 for something that's really cool from Tale of Knives, a little bit more unique. So you got to be honest with yourselves. Who's really going to go buy it? I'll tell you who's going to go buy it. It's going to be a guy who's, like I said, a regular Joe Schmo, who has no idea what EDC stuff is, doesn't post stuff on Instagram, and he's not following EDC Facebook groups and knife groups and stuff like that. He's going to go type up Leatherman multi-tool, like he's going to type up whatever multi-tool he owns, Leatherman such and such multi-tool holder. And probably the first one that's going to pop up is the one off of Leatherman's website, and hopefully the second one to pop up is going to be Tale of Knives or some other company who's making these, and that we all respect within the community. But I don't think it's going to be millions of people going to switch over to the Leatherman product. I think people know what they're doing. So if it upsets you, don't buy it. That's all I can really say about it. That's how you manipulate the market to your favor in essence. But that's all I had to say about this. Whatever you guys think, if you guys have any opinions, if you even know what's going on, just share below. But those are my final thoughts on the issue, and I won't speak on it anymore. If I see any more shady behavior, it'll be on my Instagram page and my story. I'm not going to make it a main focus on my main posts or my reels or anything like that, and that's why I'm dedicating one video to get all of my thoughts out. Like I said, this is the 4th time I've tried this video. I tried 3 times yesterday, and it's really hard because some of the arguments that are made about patents, they're really hard to get underneath, and I feel like hopefully I can change your mind. Hopefully I made myself clear, and so I'll try and say it in simpler terms. When people say, well, they should have had a patent because that's capitalism for you, that's free market economics for you. Sorry, I keep stumbling. It's free market economics for you. Then those are in actual juxtaposition, because true free market economics, did it again, true free market economics does not have government involvement, and that's the main argument. Like, if you're going to say, no, let's go true laissez-faire, let's have no patents, no government regulation, because that's what a patent is. It's, you're being regulated by the government and you have the backing. Let's do away with regulations. So, like, let's get the kids back in the sweatshops, and let's let's use the cheapest materials, and you know what? Let's not have permits for houses and stuff, so you can put your electricity lines right on the surface of the ground, and you don't have to bury it. Like, that's what true laissez-faire is, and you guys need to realize that. So a little bit of government regulation is good, because you kind of need some sort of guidance, like I said. Otherwise, you would have child sweatshops in America again. And you guys can dispute me on some of this stuff. I'm well read a little bit. I'm not the most educated person in economics. It was my major when I tried going back to college. So just really take these principles and try to be consistent, I think, is my main plea, is my ask of you guys, especially if you find yourself using these arguments. And you guys may laugh at me or whatever, and I'm more than willing to kind of debate this out. But basically what I'm saying is, if you're going to use the term free market economics and laissez-faire and free market capitalism, the patents, using a patent system, those don't truly mesh well, because if you're going to talk laissez-faire, then it's truly a free-for-all. So anyways, thank you guys for viewing this video. I'm going to upload this video, and then I'm going to upload another fun video that I know you guys are actually caring about. So y'all have a good evening. Peace.